Hey, what's up everybody, it's KyFy. I'm glad you could be here. You know, it's been a while, but I'm back with a vengeance, basically. God gave me yet another way to present this to you today for Aquarius. This is the Zin-Finity Board. If you have been with me, a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. You know, I appreciate you wholeheartedly. If you are a new, visitor, if you like this content, if you like my channel, send a like, a share, share it with your favorite reader, because this is who it's for. And what I mean by that is I'm a businessman. I started my own LLC, and the reason why I created this board that you see right here is for the divination spread that I created. Now, it looks like a normal tarot spread, but it's not. It's the best one. And this is why I created the channel, to prove it. So here we go with that. So this reading is going to be for the sign of Aquarius, and Aquarius is known for the house of friendship. Now, when you think of friendship, just imagine all the things that you visit daily that contribute to your life. Those are your friends. It's not just people. It's items, things of your habits. So now that's where we're getting with that. So moving on from there, as you can see, I have two decks with me. I actually have three. And the first deck is the Y spell deck right here. Hope you can see it clearly. Let me put it this way. The Y spell deck. And it's nice, it's pretty, it's black and gold. You know how we do. The second one is my oracle cards, and I was called to get those, if you remember, and it's called the Sacred Symbols Oracle Deck. So, moving on from there, I have a little setup. So, the first order of business is going to be, let me get my little pamphlet here. So, the first order of business is going to be Viscera Vitalis. Now, the Viscera Vitalis is about the kinetic energy in the situation. So the energy that has the ability to move. So the energy in motion, but this is a freeze frame of your life. So understand that. If I was to pause your life and put your life on this board right now, this is the energy frozen. So we get to understand what we need to do with it when we unpause, go back to your life. That's the idea. So I've been shuffling, I pre-shuffled, and I'm going to shuffle a little bit more so you can see I'm not cheating, right? Nobody wants a cheater. So we're going to go with this first part. Now, I have a lot of messages, and let's just get a little bit of it out the way. The name of this reading is When to Believe in the Perfect Lie. Now, what is it about lying that's so special? What is it about lying that deceives us so much? Now, I am. Everybody knows about I am, the great I am. It's basically like the first thing you can say that you know that God is real. It's like his name, his everything. And hold on one second. I was given the message that said I am is the first contract. But I've been taking a trip into etymology, and the root word of contract is a con, and we know what it means and how it feels to be kind. So why would God tell me that I am, or specifically am, is the first contract? So how does omnipresence come to be? Omnipresence, you could think of it as all the energy that we can't see, but it's living, right? That's the omnipresence. So how does that get to this world, this dimension, and how do we live in it? This is what God, the messages that God was giving to me. So I am is the first contract. but it's a lie. Now, how is that a lie? It's a deceit. God, you can say God was deceived, or God had a contract with, let's just say, the other side when he started to split himself into many forms, many pieces. You know, the tree of life, if you understand, well, to create any creation story, you understand that there was the water and it split, the light, the dark, and then it, you know, we came here. So, moving on from that, I looked at the definition of am, and this is what I got. It's first person, singular, present, indicative of be. So then I thought of to be or not to be. So how is being a lie? Anything that you are. But anything that anybody else tells you that you are could be a lie because they don't know who you are truly. Right? So we call this dimension the dream world. But it's a lie in itself. God had to believe, the God in us had to believe that this is all completely 100% real, and we are after experiences in this life, basically. God wanted to see what he can become. And I don't know, I guess I just have to move on from there. So I have a term that we're going to get into, but I'm going to shuffle one more time, and we're going to get into it. Let me start picking these cards. Viscera Vitalis starts off with the crown, which is, before I get into any cards, well, I'm going to start putting them down anyway. I want to explain something about the power of Aquarius. Now, before I mention the power of Pisces, hold on, let me get it. Before I mentioned the power of Pisces, and that was, I told you it was alignment, but it's not alignment anymore. It's the focus. The focus is the hangman for Pisces, and the power is the moon for Pisces. The moon card, and the focus card is the hangman. I hope you can understand that. So when we get to Aquarius, the focus now is the fool, and the power is the star. So what does that mean? Focusing, yeah, this one was supposed to be on top, so I'm gonna leave this face down. I'm gonna start putting them down. That's 1, 2. So focusing, ooh, okay, here we go. So the way I just put the cards down is the way I'm gonna pluck them up for us later. So let me put these over here. If you think of archery, you have a focus and you have your power, basically. You have your aim, and then you have the power behind the aim, how far it's gonna go and where it's gonna go. So you can understand what you need to pay attention to more when you see cards. When I tell you that for Aquarius, what you need to focus on is the full energy. The full energy is, you know, believing in what you think first, regardless of how it's gonna leave you, regardless of the effects that you understand is gonna happen. It's gonna leave you in the dark, but you're a fool for yourself. You would rather do the thing for yourself. That's the energy of Aquarius. That's the focus. The focus is the freedom of being yourself, right? So that's what it's giving me right now. As for your power, naturally, it's the star. And what does that have to do with? So the star card is known as the fish hook, and it is on my board right here between Bina and Yesod, right? On the tree of life, you can see it for yourself. So there is something called the earth star and the soul star. The soul star is Hokmah, and the earth star is Bina, right? Now the earth star has to do with your center. The soul has to do with your aura, right? So as an Aquarius, your power is your center. So you focusing on who you are eliminates all negativity around you, because that's your anchor. So understand that you are the hook of this world. You probably been exposed to some people who needed your guidance, or saw you doing something that you needed to, how should I say, just be the example, and you know, people follow suit. That's who you are as an Aquarius right now. That's what it's giving me. But let's move on to these cards right now. I didn't put any cards down because I needed to get all those messages out. That was for somebody. Sometimes people need to hear information, and sometimes you need to see how your life is going. So the crown is moved by the air. And what does that mean? Your mind depletes your energy. That's what I'm getting right now. So this card wants to be here. Okay. This card wants to be here. This card wants to be here. Yeah. Okay. That came out first. I wasn't even supposed to show y'all, but this is the water oracle card. Now, I'm going to get to that, but what this means, since I was supposed to talk about it, is your tool. You are your body. Your body is your tool. So, your tool is affected, or the energy in your manifestation, which is in this world, this domain of manifestation, ASIA, you know, the physical part, what you can see to use, or what you can think to use. Those are the manifestations, right? So this has to do with the water energy. Now, if you're trying to grow a plant and there's too much water around the seed, it won't grow so much. It will take a long time, depending on what type of seed it is. But you know, everybody has their different quirks and things that they need to, well, okay. You are a very particular person that needs a certain thing in order to move forward. That's what that is. Because you're emotional about some of the, I would just say, past life events that limit your movement. Because this is more flooding. But let me move on from there. If I'm resonated with you, then I got a lot for you today. Okay. So starting with the crown, we're going to do everything on face value real quick. The law of mentalism, the identity is universal, I don't know. Something about the capital. So the capital runs the city. And for some reason that is popping out to me. So who is in control of your life? Alright. So the Queen of Wands is here. We're going to go forward with what that is and continue to see where the energy is giving me. Or what the energy is right now. As an Aquarius, so the Queen of Wands is courage, determination, and joy, right? So this spot is of your essential nature. And also, let me get it so I don't lose it. Also your place of being. So your power of being has to do with the Queen of Wands. And as if you've been following me, the Queen of Wands plays the role of the crown right now. So you have fire in your crown, which is a good thing to have. So just understand that you're doing the right thing when it comes to being yourself. Your essential nature is not blocked by anything in your life. So that means that in acceptance, you have to understand that the things that happen to you, you are allowed. That's what you have to understand. And once you start to realize that, you'll learn the lessons and get the keys to move on from it. Instead of staying in the cycle, you know, you can move on from it. How long do you want to be in that cycle? So that's the Queen of Wands was giving me right now. Moving on from there, from the crown, we have the third eye, which is represented by these two cards, the Bina and Hokmah, right? The dark and the light, or the earth star and the soul star, right? So this has to do with duality. It is basically your archetype, so that's mostly the zodiac, but we're talking about Aquarius right now. But let me do the light first. For Hokmah, we have the Eight of Wands. It's a good card to have in your light because the Eight of Wands is good to have here because it's a fire card. On this side of the board is fire and earth. On this side of the board is water and air. I'll get to more of that explanation, but the spirit here, this is, well, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. So the Eight of Wands, let me get it. It's a lot of fire energy right now. So the Eight of Wands has to do with what you want, or the path that God has aligned for you to get what you want, right? So that has to do with rapid action, movement, and quick decisions. Now, moving fast isn't always so good. Why? Because you miss things. So yes, you can, but sometimes you need to slow down. And that brings me to the other side. I'm telling you, this is face value, which is what you need. And that's Bina. And that has to do with your imagination, basically. No, let me get it this way. That has to do with your ambition. So the judgment card is playing the role of what you need. That's a better way to put it. And that's a major arcana. And where is the judgment card? So the judgment attaches from the solar plexus to Malkuth, correct? So it has to do with these two cards right here. This card is powering what you act, how you act, and what you are, how you act and what you are. So, okay, now it makes sense. What kind of judgment? This is the water card and this is the right area. So let's look at the judgment card real quick. This is reflection, through experience. That's what I'm getting right now. Reckoning and awakening. So through the experiences that you've accumulated, it seems like you might be an old soul, but that's neither here or there. This is your next time in this new life, so you take it seriously. That's what it seems like. You take life seriously, or you're doing it now. At least that's what it's seeming like. But this is what you needed. You needed judgment. Maybe, okay, judge yourself accordingly, because you know what you're doing currently and how it's not going to get you to what you want. But you're acting quickly. So let's move on from there. Now we're going to go to the throat chakra, or I can say vibration. So it's the crown, then it's the third eye, and then it's the throat chakra. But the throat chakra comes in 3 forms, and that's Akasha. Just don't worry about it. I just named it that way. So let's put these 2 out right now, or turn these 2 over for will and desire. So before, this is what you want and this is what you need. You want to be quicker, or you want to tame that quick energy that you have, that I'm gonna get it now, or now you want to be more observant. So that's what it's giving me. Maybe you should slow down on some of the things because you're skipping it. If God put it there for you, you can't skip the lessons, because the lessons give you the vision to see what's in front of you. Alright. So, next is what you will and what you desire. Now that you have what you need and what you want, right? Well, now that you have an idea of what's blocking you or what's powering you for it. You have what you desire and what you will. What you desire has to do with your attraction. And basically, The Hangman is here, and it's perfect. Why? Because the Hangman connects from desire to the solar plexus, how you act, right? So you did. Oh man, this is so perfect. It's like you're now coming into terms with what you've been doing and how it's been like basically denying you of the life that you want, right? You're seeing things from the other perspective. The other perspective is the astral perspective in this way. So you're seeing it from the higher perspective. You know, if you understand, if you look at the world close up, you really can't see everything. But if you zoom out of any picture, you can see the whole image. So that's your skill right now. That's what it's giving me right now. So this is a great card to have here, because that means that how you're seeing things now, or the experiences that you've been through, the judgments, basically people judging you, and you're seeing, oh, that's not me, so I'm going to just take what you see out of it and use it for myself. Not against anybody, for myself. Just to power yourself. Maybe people can't get to you no more. Maybe people used to be able to get to you, and they're not. They can't, because you see from the higher perspective, and you understand where they're coming from and why they're doing it. There's certain types of weaknesses people have. You know, it's not affecting you so much because you're beginning to understand things. It's like you're becoming Neo, and you're just dodging and stuff now. That's what it's giving me. How can they hit you if you're a part of the ether? They can't even touch you, right? Yeah. So that has to do with what you desire. Your desires of the higher perspective. So what comes towards you, even though a lot probably has been taken from you recently, understand that you have a capacity, and in order to have new, you must give up old. Okay. So now it comes to the next message. And this is a strange one, because I looked up the etymology of belief. What you believe is what you attract. So what is belief? I looked up the word be. To be is to exist, or to come to be, right? Something that's about to happen, or like in the process of being, right? Or being birthed, manifested. So that's what being is. Now, when I looked up the word lie, there is a position that a baby can have in your womb. It's called a transverse lie. So when I thought about that, I thought of Vesica Pisces, you know, the womb of the universe. That's what I call it anyway. I think that's what it's called. But the womb of the universe, and how God, or you want to say Father Time, whichever way you want to see it, Creator. I'm gonna say it this way, because God gave me some kind of raunchy creation story. So God gave His seed in the womb, manifested the seed into the things that we use today. So, but I am is the first lie, and am backward is ma, or mother, right? The mother of the universe. I am. But if you understand the black mirror and how the reverse is very, very important. So I would say that your reverse is your soul, or like your you can say your shadow. Your reverse is your shadow. So back to lying. A lie is a gift, or a present, or to be present. Something that's manifested into the present. A lie. So I hope this is starting to make sense. How do you lie to yourself? And what lies do you hear? Lies, if a lie is a gift, God can tell you the best lies. Maybe you should listen to the lies God tell you. Because, yeah, okay. So, they say that the devil is a liar. And this is what it brings me to. A lie can lead you in the wrong direction or the right direction. But God is the ultimate determiner of where you're going to go. So whichever way the lie leads you, it always gonna bring you back to the same point or the reason why you came here. So have discernment on what people tell you. Have discernment on the lies that you tell yourself. That not force you, but it kind of feels like it forces you to do certain things that you know is not right. You tell yourself lies, and lies a gift. Okay, I'm going to do this and it's going to bless me. I'm going to do this drug and it's going to bless me. It's going to make me feel better. It's going to get rid of all my problems. You know, you can take this with any type of vice that you know, sex. Sex is going to make me feel like a king. You know, I constantly feel like that. But, you know, it's not really a lie you tell yourself. But it has two sides of it. Am I running from something or am I just enjoying it? So figure it out. Most likely, unless you're a freak, most likely too much of it, you're running from something, right? You can't see nothing else. Oh, sex is the thing that kind of clears your mind. So be it, right? But try not to be afraid of the things that make you run to those vices. Yeah. So the hangman has to do with sacrifice, release, and martyrdom. The martyr is the one that's sacrificed before you go through the rebirth. So think of it as your mind is telling you about the old self, the part of you, the pieces of you that you've given up for the new, you know, the new you to be discovered. It kind of pulls you away from what's coming towards you. Only try to figure out the lessons from what you've been through instead of trying to get back to the place in your mind to reenact those things. Or like when you come into other people's presences, you get triggered off of a life event, and now it's the time to win. Now it's the time to win. All the times that you said, I would do this at this time, when somebody triggers you, that power, that energy is released. So you're going to do it to win at that past moment. But that's not the present time. And now you're affecting what comes to you next. So keep the past in the past. If it's the lie you told yourself is that this is happening right now, and that's not true. But this happens all so quick, you have to really say, okay, let me breathe. What is happening in my mind right now? What am I feeling? And this way you get to determine, is it the past that I'm feeling? Is it the present, the future that I'm feeling? Like where I want to go? Because that can be misleading too. Somebody can tell you, oh, yeah, this is exactly the thing you do to get where you want to go. And you're not going to think anything of it because you kind of trust this person. You've been around this person for so long. What's the harm? But the devil, which is the liar, likes to use people. I hope you heard me. The devil, which is the liar, likes to use people for your benefit. Now, how is it for the benefit? That's up for you and God to understand. God does not make anything that's evil. There's something called the demiurge, which is basically the opposite of God. Positive and negative are not evil. They're pieces of God. The opposite is the demiurge, the urge to do something against God. Right? A negative in this situation would be something that makes you feel bad and makes you feel triggered to do something. To will, like you will yourself to do something. I gotta move on, but I wanted to drill that into you real quick. So, the hangman is, let me get it. Yeah, so the hangman is a water card, and it is in the right location because the desire, like as I said before, the spirit and the air is on this side, and the earth and the fire is on this side. So that's perfect. So this is the Six of Swords, and that's not good. That means that your mind is stopping you from doing things. At least six pieces of it. I'm gonna just say your mind has many parts, of course, but when we're looking at the tree of life, I'm gonna say 11 because I don't believe in the 10. Right? What is it? The question right now is, well, what is the Six of Swords? Transition, leaving behind, moving on. So this is a good thing because the judgment over here, you heeded what you needed to do and you weren't afraid. Okay, so this is a process. You have to get over the things in your mind, the things the beliefs that you have, the lies that you tell yourself. You got 6 of them that you tell yourself, and you said, I'm gonna just get rid of these right now. I'm gonna make a whole new boat, and I'm gonna come back or go to a new land, new place. Let's find something else. I'm gonna take my family. I can't get rid of this yet until I get to the new land. That's what it is. Maybe that's the lie you tell yourself, that you need to get over it before you move on. You are a piece of God. You are an unlimited being. You have the power to do anything that you want at any given time. And that's what you need to anchor yourself onto. You know who you are. You sit in your power naturally in your dreams when nobody's thinking. When nobody's thinking about you, looking for you. You in your power. And it's unshakable until you allow somebody to lie to you and get in your presence to mislead you. But it's all in acceptance. So let's move on from there. Alright, so that's the will and that's the desire. Moving on from there, you have basically the 4 of Swords, which is your love or what you care for. Now, if you've been following me, you understand that love is not love for me anymore. I don't class love as the way we know love. Love is movement. And you move for what you care for. So whatever you care for, you move. And that's you giving love to that thing. You are loving that thing. I hope you understand that. Whatever you care for, you're giving love to. Love is the energy that moves. Alright? So, now, the 4 of Swords is this is the card that's good to be at this location. The only thing that's off so far is your will. So you're not moving so much, but you know that, and you know it's going to take a little bit amount of experience or clues or, you know, divine interventions, but you're willing to wait, it seems, because the Hangman, if anything, if earth or fire was in this position, that would mean more impatience. But this being the Hangman and it's connected to your solar plexus, I'll get to it. This is a physical action of patience. So knowing that you should not and not doing it is what God is saying that you're being blessed for. So that's learning your lessons. I'm proud of you. Be proud of yourself. Look in the mirror and say, I'm proud of you. Hearing it is believing. Also seeing is believing. So, well, let me say it this way. You look in the mirror and you lie to yourself so beautifully that you believe it. Now, what does that sound like? In manifestation, you have to one of the rules, I'm not going to say it word for word, but you're going to get it. Manifestation, they say that you have to believe that it's already here. But that's a lie in the present moment. Correct? What you want is here, but not yet. But you have to believe that it's already here. That's how you call it to you. So basically you're deceiving your soul into saying, okay, this is where you want to be. So you can't think of lying as just lying and being deceived by the devil and things like that. You lie to yourself to give yourself the right energy to manifest. Like I said, well, what's the name of this? Oh man, I see. When to believe the perfect lie. What lies do you tell yourself? Now, the other message was shield of affirmation. And when I finish this, I'm gonna say it right now. As I said before, I be. So what do you be? What does that mean? What in your present time, how do you feel? What is comforting you? What is your current condition? So that's being, right? So you go from being to what you need, right? Which is in this area. Then from what you want, I want, I need, I want. What are the things that you tell yourself? How do you lie to yourself? And what you need? Do you truly need it? Think about it. Or did somebody else mislead you? Or did some event in your life mislead you to say, okay, I need this in order to be safe? Okay, cool, but you are you're a piece of God, you're already safe. So who made you feel unsafe? Get to the actual causes. Maybe you should write them down, because when you shed, there's something called the observer effect, right? And in quantum science, they talk about it. But what does it mean for you and your mind and your mental? Once you unmask something, I talk about unmasking all the time. In any movie, when the hero, or not the hero, well, yes, when the hero is masked, they have all their power. When they're unmasked, people know who they are, and they can't sleep at night because everybody can just find you, right? When it comes to the villain, same effect. When you have your mask on, you have the art of the disguise and the deception. What can you do? It's always a question. But once the mask is off of the villain, it's like, oh, this person is a human, and I will fuck him up, right? Eventually, you just know it. Then next thing you know, the hero starts to train because they're not afraid. You know, certain things that happens in movies, it happens different ways, but take out how it resonates. So your affirmations are the lies to yourself that give you, that basically align you towards the energies that are coming towards you. Should you believe in the right things, it will come towards you. You just got to be patient. So that brings me to the next message. Believing is the right energy. So let me say it again. Believing is the right energy. Knowing is the completion of it. Knowing is higher than believing. And that's the ultimate attraction to yourself. If you know that you have a car, you're not in the car right now, but you know it. Drive it in your sleep. I have a car. I'm going to be driving my car in my sleep. You're lying to yourself, but the universe is saying, yeah. Then the universe is going to present you with either, you know, they call them miracles, coincidences, or a way, an idea that gives you a way to get it for yourself. But it's always you getting it for yourself, because you have to work in union with the universe. It just doesn't happen unless it's aligned for you, or unless you're protected with your karma, you know. A lot of protection happens by itself, you know. God got your back. You don't know what's happening behind you. You can't be fearful of the world because you came here to live. Nobody's going to take your time away from you unless you give it to them. Yeah, that was it. But 4 of Swords, man. Rest, restoration, and contemplation. So you're thinking about, instead of being so quick, even though you know what you can, you're thinking about the moves that you're making and how it's destroying you or deteriorating your soul, deteriorating your mind and your finances. Let's talk about it, because this, okay, the message that I don't even have that I remembered in my mind, Tiferet, or the heart chakra, or also known as Manipura, or money, or, you know, time is money, right? How you spend your time, you spend your money. So you understand where this is coming from. You are now contemplating. That's what it said. Thank you. You are contemplating your thoughts. You're taking your time and saying, okay, if I do this, I will be in the same cycle. And right when you just acknowledge it, you're not even in the same cycle no more. It's a different cycle. It just looks the same. Right? So, yeah. Alright, so moving on from there is hold in that sack, or the solar plexus, and we have the Page of Pentacles on this side. Now, when it comes up to these inner pieces right here, these inner roles, you can say, or energies, or frequencies, whichever way you need to hear it, right? But the roles that are here are very specific. They have to be the element. So when they're not the element, the specific element, something is off. Something is out of balance, imbalance, right? So we have the Page of Pentacles here in the fire position. So when you have Earth stopping fire, it usually gives me the imagination or the scenario of a volcano. Is it about to erupt? That is a good thing, because you know it's about to happen. But you also know something is blocking you. So that's what this page is giving me. So what shiny thing that's in front of you that you think you can use That's not for you. So here comes that discernment and the Four of Swords, which is in the right position, and the heart, which is the air, the air energy. The law of polarity, right? What you believe is what you polarize to. That's your spiritual anchor. That's your mental anchor. That's what I should say, right? So the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles. Ooh, okay. False ambitions, right? That's what I'm looking at right now. False ambitions. The Page of Pentacles. Look, he's thinking that this is it. This is definitely it. But it's in the wrong area. This is the wrong actor for this role. This is the wrong thing to believe. So, Six of Swords and the Page of Pentacles, when it comes up to your will, and when it comes up to your solar plexus, you are believing in the wrong things, and that's why you can't do. Well, that's the imbalance right now. We're going to get to it. But it's ambition, desire, and diligence. So you're diligently believing in a lie that's gonna actually take you a long time to get where you want to go. There's a better way. That's what it's telling me. There's a better way. So we're gonna get to those in the next part. I'm gonna leave it like this. Yeah, everything else is good. Alright. So moving down to your side, which is your sacral chakra, right? We have the Nine of Wands. Now this is wrong. It's in the wrong position. It's fire in your emotions. So instead of dealing with the emotions, you're doing things in the, in the light to hide or to run from what you have to deal with in your mind. So, but this guy is tired. He's sitting here looking at everything that he been lied to about. Let me put it this way. It's better. This guy is looking at his field. Oh, I done built up so many lies, or I've been told so many lies, and I've been growing these seeds of deception myself, and they're in my field. But now I'm stepping back and looking at it, and that's the turning point. Or just before you finish, the 9s before the 10s, before you get to the page. But yeah, this is in the wrong position. It could be a good card, but it doesn't matter. It's in the wrong position. It's the wrong role. The wrong character for the role. That's the best way. Okay. The Nine of Wands is resilience. The Nine of Wands is resilience, grit, and taking the last stand. Okay. So, in order for you to reclaim your energy, your emotions, to get a hold of yourself, to stop being triggered so much, you had to do a certain amount of things, or God had to align you to a certain position, to a certain place within yourself where you said, okay, if I do this for myself, because all of the emotions got to go at this point. That's what it's giving me. I'm tired. This is your thought. I'm tired of feeling this way, so I'm going to do things. In the meantime, this could be like doing things like affirmations, doing things like working out, doing things like learning more about your field, equipping yourself. That's what it's giving me right now. You're equipping yourself so you can handle these emotions. Because remember this judgment is a water card, but it's a lot of water. It's big cries, it's big tears, and you gotta burn some of that away. Okay, so when you set water ablaze, it boils, but the water turns into air, condensed air, and that's better than your actual manifestations being misused because you feeling some kind of way. I know that's hard to hear, but just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. I know that's typical, but it hits harder when you actually know the effects. So your side is the law of cause and effect, right? Your sense to see in your movement and connection. So the lies that you tell yourself causes you to do a certain amount of things. But this is a lot of things to try to hide from the pain. So there's a certain amount of pain that you've been through, and you've been fed up. God is fed up. You got the materials, or at least the mental materials, to get it out your mind, and it's almost there before you can start feeling for yourself, feeling your own energy, learning what you want. Because there's a lot of deception or lies that you tell yourself, people lying to you, people giving you the wrong things. That's another present. That's a lie. Remember what I told you? The whole word lie is deceiving. It's not even what it means. It's just like love. Love is movement. Lie is a present. What? And it's birth. It's gifted to us. And this is the side of the darkness where the lies are generated. So this is the side of the self. It's on there. It's a lot. So let's just get through it. The nine of wands to the knight of swords. Now this is also in the wrong area. So that means your mind. It's starting to make sense, right? So you know that you have to get rid of some things before you can, or you have to go to a new area. You have to have a whole different perspective on where you are, your power, what you're able to do. You have to have a different perspective in order to move on. You know that, and that's perfect. But it's gonna take some time, or learning your lessons fast as you can. Run towards the things that you're afraid of, because that's what your lessons are. That's where the most energy is. Your heart is beating. That's energy. That's energy about to be released. So the Knight of Swords has to do with what you generate. Or this is the area of I am. What are you? If you are fearful, if you are afraid, is that a lie you tell yourself? Or I am, it's gonna get kind of repetitive, but you understand where I'm going. And you're a knight at this. You're very good at telling yourself what to fear. But this is a knight, so let's see what it says. Actions, impulsiveness, and defending beliefs. So, all to preserve yourself of things that you're already protected from, because God has so much in store for you, and this is your time. As I said before, nobody can take it from you. You can only give it, right? And this is the area of what you hear. Where is your mind rooted? The reason why I say that is because this knight should not be here. Defending beliefs. It's almost like you're fighting to uphold your boundaries. But you have to understand that just like fire and water are opposites, earth and air are opposites. And that means that these two energies are completely taking the space that allows the flow. It's just something else we're going to have to deal with. Alright, so that was Viscera Vitalis. You have... No, I'm not even finished yet. Let's get this next part. So, for this area, you have boundaries. I literally just said boundaries. I literally just said boundaries, and boundaries popped up right here. Oh man. This is the space of vibration or touch. Sex and death, right? This is the house of... Oh no, I said it already. The house of sex and death. And this is the area of Scorpio. So think of it as scorpionic energy. Not an actual Scorpio. I'm not getting Scorpio right now. I'm getting the energy of Scorpio. Knowing the end result. And what to do. And your boundaries give you the space to do it. So let's see what boundaries is saying right now. what I did before with these black cards is basically giving you a sense of what you're doing and what you're allowing to happen to you, right? So when it comes to this part right here, I'm getting the energy that you have to do it. So you have to get the energy from somewhere. And now God is telling me that this is... Oh, okay, let me read boundaries. Stand your ground. Be your own guardian. And take up space. This is not the time to play small. Honor your space. Create healthy boundaries in your situation. Meditate on this symbol. Let me put it up so you can see it. Meditate on this symbol. Oh, where was I? When you want to set a healthy boundary and stick to it. The jaguar can also help you keep your integrity and stand a tie. Alright, so that is in the place of your aspiration. Or, no, sorry, I said it this way. This is your emanation, right? Think of emanation as the before the thought, the energy that gives you, like, it's very hard to explain the way I hear emanation, where it comes from. Emanation is the thought, the emotions is the spirit, how it affects you is the mind, and what it affects is the body. Alright, that's how it is. So, from boundaries, and that's in your ether, right? We have nature spirits in the location of the spirit. So, your spiritual energy. Alright, so what is nature spirits? 39. Alright. The elemental fairies, devas, and other nature spirits request your presence. So it's about presence. I literally just said present, right? And that's the lie, the lies. God has a couple of beautiful truths and lies for you. And it requires your ear, your presence, right? It's time for you to venture outside, get into nature, and recharge your batteries with the trees, the grass, the mountains, the desert, and the sea. There's a magic that awaits you when you commune with nature. Now, the negative energy, this is the negative side, this is the positive side. When it comes up to physical and astral, right? The physical is the positive side. The astral is the negative side. So, you have positive, negative, negative. You know, when it comes to understanding this board, when the app comes out, it's gonna be a beautiful, beautiful concept. But watch when it gets there. Alright, so grounding is what's coming to me right now. Just walking outside and putting your feet barefoot on the ground can heal your body in like a week. You'll see things starting to happen to you in a week. Being outside in the sun, in nature. Nature is a natural healer. So, your essential nature is a natural healer. And God knows who you truly are. So, be prepared for what you're about to hear. Alright. So, moving on from there, we have new life in the mind. So, this is about your thinking, your psyche, your deliberation, and your integration. How the energy that you have to integrate things, right? This is the energy you have to desire, or where your natural desire comes from. And for the spirit, this is a place of your expression, your feeling, your empathy, and the domain is the ether. So understand, well, if that helps you, it helps. New life. So here we go, new life. Get this one. This is the Ankh. Or Ankh, whichever way you want to hear it. The arrival of new beginnings, or the budding or start of something beautiful, long lasting. Drawing this card can indicate a need or desire to start over with a sense of childlike wonder. Remember that Fool energy we just talked about? Yep. The Fool energy is where your focus is. So the fact that new life came into the reading, your focus is on what you believe your new life should entail, what the things around you are coming towards you, how you see yourself, like the vision board. but the divine one. That's what this card is giving. You have good judgment, so the energy that's coming over here is good too. So, because the mind has to do with deliberation, figuring things out, learning it and finding out what it exactly is. Like I said before, what exactly is triggering you when somebody says something to you? Where is it coming from? Okay, what you are beginning will have a strong impact in a far reach. Drawing this card can indicate a positive relationship and or experience. So, even if it's the littlest action towards your new life, it's gonna give you so much, like, of a good effect towards for your soul. It's gonna build yourself up so much because it's what's for you. Exactly and specifically, your new life. Doesn't that sound amazing? Don't you want your new life now? Now imagine that God knows that you want that new life, that new thing, that new person, that new ability, that new body, the new goal. Maybe you got writer's block, the new idea, right? But this is good because this is a cycle breaker. That's the energy it's giving me. Alright. So we finally reached the physical, which is the water card, 18. Okay. This is the water logo, so it's nothing special really. Emotions, receptivity, and a connection to bodies of water. Drawing this card is a symbol of connecting to your emotions regarding your question or situation. Allow yourself to be open to any changes of direction and let the element of water guide you in the right direction. Meditate with this symbol by a body of water in the bath or with a vessel of water to help keep the emotions pure and to assist you in being more flexible. So, now, vibrations affect everything. And Dr. Yakamoto, I forgot his name, he did a study on water, on words, saying I love you to a glass of water and like giving that water to the plant, or saying I hate you to a plant. It literally showed 3 different types of effects. The one that was hated was black. The one that wasn't given no attention to was like this dull color, and the one that was given the love was this vibrant, beautiful color. So imagine the thoughts that you're telling yourself are the words being spoken to these plants. You could be, you got to think about it. What are you telling yourself constantly all day? Your mind is running at 5 million miles an hour, but your forward mind, your neocortex, is not that fast. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but the power that you have of your thought is not as fast as the thoughts that's going on in the back of your mind, right? So vibrations can change the structure of water. So these are the structures over here, and this is the energy, and the vibration comes from here, right? So your boundaries clear your energy to give you new structures for you to manifest beautiful things. And you're doing this by staying focused on who you are. That's what these cards are saying. So for the next part of the reading, we have the Numa effect. This is probably my favorite part, is because we're going to get to some of these energies and how we can clear them. So we went down the tree of life, but we saw 1, 2, 3, 4 cards out of order, right? So we're just going to leave this like this for now and understand that these 4 pieces are the pieces that you need to you have some work on, or people are affecting you in a way you need to pay attention to these 4 locations. Now what I'm going to do is so the last card on this run, let me get the card real quick. I wanted to save this for last because this has to do with your gift. Understand that an oracle card is here. And since the oracle card is here, oracle can't go here no more. So what is this area? This has to do with your astral or divine gift. Your superconscious and what it can do. your subconscious and what is leading you towards. Your quirk, your special power, the thing that people are jealous of you over, the thing that gets you in the most trouble and you barely can even see how or why. The thing that people want to take from you so much because it's so beautiful, because it comes from God. Of course they want it. It got so much mana on it. Mana, like I keep saying, time and money. It gets people further along in their journey. If you're on a cycle, you take somebody's mana, their time, and it moves you forward in your cycle. But it's energy that isn't yours, so you have to pay for that. So people that are taking your time and effort and manifestations away from you, they're gonna have to pay that back. It's just universal law. Nothing you or them can do about it. It's over for that. I hope you can understand that. So, let's see if this sucks out. Okay. This card. The King of Pentacles is your superpower, is your quirk. And that's a great card to have because I can give you a clue right now what your power is. Now, your gift and the reason why people are stealing from you mentally, physically, right? Your effort, your things, like I was just saying, your gift is in abundance, prosperity, and generosity. So you create things out of nothing and make the best out of everything. And people need you for that. You are the person that comes in and gives you a little 2 cents, and then next thing you know, everything is just better. Sometimes it's not just 2 cents. Sometimes they want you to give all of yourself, because if you were there just powering something that somebody's weak on, right? It's taken from you and added to them, but they gotta pay back for it once they finish that cycle. Karma's not a bitch. Karma's beautiful. Payback and judgment and justice, that'll get you. Okay. So when it comes up to the King of Pentacles, anything that is missing earth is now covered. So this place right here, the Knight of Swords, right, which is in your root chakra where you fear, right, can be, that's a very key word, can be mediated by your gift, can be, oh God, what's that word? Well, can be fixed by you just using your gift for yourself, right? So your abundance and prosperity and generosity can give you the things for yourself that you need to feel safe and secure. So there's something that you do that either the world or a person needs you for, or you let them take it from you, or you give it freely. Oh, you have the ability to give freely to yourself, or yeah, I already said it. So let me move on from that. Let me just make sure. But the fact that it's earth here, and this is the spot of earth, which means that's what it was. Thank you. This is now covered, and so is this. But we're gonna, thank you, God. That's what it is. Your natural ability to manifest and be abundant is the thing that will actually make you feel safe and secure. Because how safe is it to know that at any time you can just get it and do it for yourself, and the worry is gone? If you know that you can do it for yourself, there's nothing to worry. So all of that negativity, the things that stopped you before, the things that you think that you needed to fix, are not a worry anymore. You can move past it. So it was just a subconscious block. That was just a weight. It's just a weight. Now that the weight is released, what happens? Now that you're going to use your energy for yourself, what happens? Right? The reason why this isn't finished, or this isn't completed, fix your will, is because this area can be fire or earth. So half of this job is done just by you using your gift. But there is something else that you can do, which is, I'm going to get to it. Now, for me to get to it, I got to go through these cards. Just clarification. Let me make sure. Okay. 9 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. And the Star. That's your card. So it's something negative and something good. God put you through something in order for you to get something great. God's taken a lot away from you in order to give you something so great that it just, everything that you went through is almost like, wow, thank you for taking me through that, because I learned a lot. And now look what I can do. That now look what I can do energy is where God wants you to be, because that's where your power is. That's you like, oh, I'm free to do this now. Now look what I can do. Now that this really negative thing happened to me, look what I can do now. Wow. I never thought that this would happen to me. This is the thoughts that's coming through my head right now. So let's get some of this clarifying energy starting from the top. The top would be the first card that's out of line, which is the Will. Yeah, I got it correct. First card that's... There you go. More Swords. The 10 of Swords. I saw the 9 of Swords, and then the 10 of Swords came out. So let's look at what that means. This version, this part right here, what I just started, when I'm clarifying, is called the Numa effect. So now that you have what the energy that you need, or the energy that you need to, or how should I say? Now that your boundaries protect your soul, your nature protects your spirit. The fact that you want a new life and you want something to look forward to is going to protect your mind, because, or we already explained it, the past has no effect on you. The past is not your future. It's not where you're going. It's the lessons that you went through to keep you on that path. And the physical has to do with your tool, your manifestation, your power. Something to do with the emotions or the energies of this world. The energies in manifestation, like we just talked about. That's your gift. And this is why it's so energetic in this area. Maybe you have a lot of people around you that requires this, all of this water. And what I mean by that, they require some blockages unblocked. And that's your skill. Maybe you can get money from that. Maybe it's something... Okay, perfect. Marriage is about service. If you are not in a moment of... If you are not willing to serve the person, don't get married. Same thing for God. If you are not willing to serve God, to listen to God when He's asking you to do something, just be humble and accept that I'm not ready yet. Because when it's time to do the thing, you're going to know. And you're going to just say, oh, I'm not going to do this right now. I'm just going to be ignorant. The ignorance is getting me right now. So let's see what this 10 of Swords is saying right now. Whatsoever is imitated by the design. Also pain, as I said before. The amount of pain that you went through. But pain is mental on a lot of areas. Yes, it's physical. You can hurt yourself. But the mental pain lasts longer. Because you got to go in there and get through it, get past it, and believe something better. Also pain, affliction, tears, sadness, and desolation. Right? But that's the end of it. what happens next? We're gonna get to it. So let's keep going. More swords. Oh man. Either you are an older person, or there's an older person that's been influencing you for a very long time. And you'll know who I'm talking about. Right there, the first person you thought of. Maybe the second, because, you know. But it's leaving you in your bag because you believed it and it protected you, you know, as you thought for so long. How could it be the wrong thing to believe? But the Empress comes out, another earth sign. You have another royal person. Now, the Empress. Let's look at what the Empress says real quick. The Empress is this circle right here. The shell that embodies the soul. That's the Empress. That's the best way to explain it. So the Empress sits there and receives and also gives, but let's see what it says. Beauty, fertility, nurturing, luxury, creativity, right? So, fruitfulness, action, initiative, length of days, the unknown, clandestine, also difficulty, doubt, ignorance. Alright, ignorance can be used in a beautiful way. Because if you're ignorant to other people's lies, that's a form of protection. Oh, I'm slow. I don't believe what you're saying. No, you're not. You're not slow. You're actually very smart. I'm going to tell this person I believe them or I don't understand just so they can just get off my back, right? Sometimes people need to be heard. The lie needs to be reciprocated as, yes, I believe it. Like, they want you to believe it so much, they need you to say you believe it. It's weird. It's like they know it's not working, but they need to hear it. Just so they can be ignorant. Like, oh, my power still affects you. Okay. Little do they know. Alright? So the Empress clears this section over here. There's a little bit of work to do, but it was all in the mind. But we know where that's coming from. So the next up in the line is the Page of Pentacles in the fire placement. Now, you can't have any other card here besides fire, so it might take us a while to get fire on the board, but we'll see what happens, right? Wow. The Page of Wands. So the Page of Pentacles to the Page of Wands. Now having the energy of God at your disposal, the Page of Wands comes out over the Page of Pentacles. That's what that meant, right? So, now let's look at the Page of Wands real quick. So, exploration, excitement, and freedom. These beliefs. I can act because I'm free. I am free to do these things because I have my boundaries up. My boundaries protect me. My nature fuels my boundaries. Right? It's gonna keep circling what I'm saying, but I'm trying to connect it to you so you can understand it. Exploration is getting me because you ready for that new life, that journey. So this is a beautiful card to come up in this location. Let's see what it says from here. It says, a dark young man, faithful, a lover, an envoy, a postman, beside a man he will bear favorable testimony concerning him. He is a dangerous rival if followed by the Page of Cups. Right? Do we have Page of Cups? No, I didn't see the Page of Cups. Has the chief qualities of his suit. So it's not there yet, but you have everything you need to take action yourself. What's the difference between the Page and the Knight? He turned, right? Once you turn, the other side of the page is dark when you're looking at it. You can't see anything else on it. But you can't be afraid to turn the page. You can't be afraid of what's going to happen next. That's the dark. And once you're not afraid, you become a knight. You go on the dark side, the night side. The lack of fear is what you need right now. Or you need to work on the lack of fear, or getting the fearful things out. Forgot about this one. So getting the, okay. Testing the waters allow you to get more confidence. The more confidence you have, the less fear controls you. Okay. The next message that I have is from somebody that I follow. I randomly, YouTube just said, okay, this is the video you should watch. And I was like, okay, look at it. His name is Dr. Be Serious. He said, love is power and fear is force. Now, when you force things, is it good? Is like, put it this way. Is somebody forced their self on you? Is it a good experience? No. But if somebody loved you, that love was so powerful that it made you want to do it, right? But love can be used, right? What I said, love is movement and care. What you care for. We care, okay? When it comes up to relationships, right? We have something called, this is the term I was going to bring up. It's called shadow stabbing. I don't know if anybody else ever said that before, but shadow stabbing. What does that mean? You know what regular stabbing, when readers say stabbing, right? Shadow stabbing is something that your shadow is actually doing. It's more projection, right? It's more, imagine the energy that's around you is having an actual battle. So your aura is battling somebody else's aura. That's what that's talking about. When it comes up to relationships, the negative energy is on this side. Has to do with the divine feminine, right? The positive energy is on this side. Has to do with the divine masculine. This is the side of action. This is the side of passion, right? No, attraction. Action, and this is the side of attraction. So, the divine feminine in a relationship is best suited in attraction. The divine masculine is best suited in action. So, when it comes up to a union between two people, let's just keep it with people right now. Because we're talking about the loved ones. We're talking about that person that you love and hate so much and you don't know. I'm going to just leave it like that. You don't know. That's where you are. You don't know. Now, here's what to know. This location up here has to do with time. So you have time, divine feminine, divine masculine. Divine masculine births time. Divine feminine needs time, requires it. The divine feminine births manifestations. And the divine masculine needs these manifestations in order to put into action, in order to build things. Men are builders. Women are manifestors. Right? So, don't ever think of 50-50 again, because that's not even balance. Balance is a trinity. And this is what I just exposed to you. It's a trinity of balance. When men give their time to women, that's what I like. Time and affection. Time and attraction, affection. All of these ION words, right? You can just imagine it. We, as a man, we give you our time, and you manifest something for us. As a man, we give you our seed, and you manifest a child. Right? You understand? We give, you give. But when we give time, or you, as a woman, you give men your manifestations, the things that you can just say, let me say this. This is the darkness, and this is the light. Everything that's in the dark is the divine feminine's domain. So women their domain is in the dark. The man's domain is in the light. But this is what we see. Seeing is believing. What you can't see is the stuff that filters in the mind. And that's what the divine feminine is able to filter out. That's where their strong suit is. Oh yeah, that's why. Okay. I just wanted to give you a little bit of the structure of the trinity of a relationship that works. Just between the energies. Not the people so much right now. The energies. The masculine energy in the relationship. We both have masculine and feminine energies in us. The masculine energy is supposed to give time. The feminine energy is supposed to manifest. You attract it towards you. You bring it towards you. You bring it into existence. You think about it. You write it down. You formulate it. You build it. Well, not build it. You build the idea, right? I hope this is making sense because I can keep going in the Trinity and you'll understand how the relationship should go. What's happening. Now this could be a solo relationship between you and yourself, or you and a significant other, you and a significant item, significant thought, belief, lie. Keep going. It's everywhere. But it's the trinity of the relationship. That's the relationship. It's not 50-50, half and half, you do this, I do this. No. The divine masculine is going to give the time. It's going to give the action towards the time, right? The divine feminine is going to make sure everything is good in manifestation. Make sure you have the things. Make sure you build the things that you need. So, I'll get off of that. But that helped me so much because as a man, what do you deserve? As a female, what do you deserve? This is the energy. And this is where it's this is where it's pointing you. This is the direction that it's pointing you in. So, I'm going to be opening up readings for couples. Or, if you want to have a love reading, I'm going to be opening it up soon. If you're interested, send me an email. Things like that. And I'm sure we'll get it in the running, in the line. Right? So, where was I from there? The Page of Wands is complete. Moving on, we're going to go to the Nine of Wands, right? I already told you that the Knight of Swords is completed or fixed because of your gift. This is Earth right here, and Earth can be here because your gift can go anywhere. You can use your gift in any location, right? That's the idea behind that. So the Nine of Wands is in the wrong area, and it should be a water. And it's not. It's complete opposite. So your actions are outweighing your emotions. And you need to handle your emotions, as I said before. Okay. So, air. Air is, think of it as a mirror to water. It takes the space. It doesn't deplete the water. It doesn't get rid of your emotions completely. It doesn't dismiss your emotions completely. It allows you to look at them. So, instead of acting out your emotions and projecting it and running away from it, running to vices, you're understanding that you have them and you're going to get rid of a few. Take a few with you. You're not ready yet. Maybe it's going to take a little bit of time. That's what it's giving me. Yet the Hangman is on the bottom of the deck and the Hangman is right here. So yeah, now you're not afraid to look at it, but it's not complete yet. So we're gonna just continue into this water. Okay. And it's the Ten of Cups. Perfect card to have here. Wow. Okay. So the Ten of Cups is contentment. So you go from believing that you don't have to content what you have. That relieves you of all your duty. The things that you think you need to do, since you know and content with what you have, it relieves you of what you think you need to do. So now your task list is a lot shorter. You don't got a lot to do in your week. You don't got a lot to think about. You don't have to keep thinking and doing these things that protect your heart from being in pain anymore. You're trying to heal. So being content with what you have is one of the first steps to healing your energy, your emotions. Repose of the entire heart, the perfection of the state, of that state. If with several picture cards, a person who is taking charge of the querent's interest. The querent is the person being read for, right? Also the town, village, or country inhabited by the querent. So town, village, or country, that's a domain, but it could be in your mind or outside of you, your world, right? Inner happiness, fulfillment, dreams coming true. So the lie or that affirmation you tell yourself is that you already have what you need. That's what that's saying right now. That's the lie in the affirmation. You believe it. You're starting to believe you have what you need, and that means that you don't need other people for what you need to do to be safe anymore. You have what you need. That person doesn't have power over you. You don't need that person to tell you they like you anymore. You don't need the person fit any part of your mind anymore, because you have what you need to do it yourself. That relieves everybody else of their duty over you, and it allows you to enforce your boundaries because you already got what you need. Right. I like when it makes sense. It just lets me know I'm on the right track. This is a whole new concept, so you can understand how it can be looked at, you know. So now that your side or the water or the sacral or is completed, we can move on to the next part, which is the star stream. Now, the star stream has to do with factors of experimentation, expression, integration, and transcendence. So let me say it. You experiment with your manifestations. You express your feelings to understand where they're coming from and how you can use it to your benefit. You integrate that energy from the feelings. Now it's not feelings anymore, it's energy towards. Now, you understand? Now it's not feelings anymore, it's energy towards. Energy towards the integrating the manifestations in your life. Right? So you integrate it, and that as you have new things for you to use at your disposal, new ideas, a new body, new you, new year, new me, right? A new anything, the new life. There you go. Now that you have that new life, you can integrate more into it, right? And this one over here is transcendence. Now, you know, when you get something new, you get a new car. For like that first month that first week, 2 weeks is gonna have that big hype. Oh, I got my car, I got my car, I got my car. Month, 2 months down the line, that's car. 2 years down the line, oh, I gotta move that goddamn car before I get a ticket. Right? So it dies down. Right? You transcend what you needed to get out of it, the lessons that you needed to get out of it, the energy. Maybe you had a fantasy or a dream when you were younger to get something. Get it and get rid of the energy. Learn what you needed to learn from it. Experience what you wanted to experience from it so you can move on. So it doesn't stop you anymore. So you believe that you have it, or you know that you have it. It's better than believing, remember? Oh man. So I split the word believe up, and I got the word leave. And that means light and easy. But leave is lie with a VE on the end, right? So I look up lie is receive, and that's passive receiving, right? Passive reception. Just like the word am and I am. Am is passive. Am is the first contract. I, which is God or the oneness, right? Decided. and it's in constant decision of being. It's hard to explain because it's, yeah. But I wasn't even gonna do this part, but I'll do it. All right. Disclaimer: this is a mind fuck. I have to say exactly how it is. It's a mind fuck because I didn't know how to receive this information, but I'm gonna keep going. So as I said, there's believe. Be is existing or to come to be. Leave is light and easy, right? That word light. So you had to lie or believe in order to receive the light. You had to be in order to receive the light. Right? Lie, as I said, receiving. Now, when it came up to, there's something on the tree of life called Ein Sof Or, and I put it in this board right here. Ein Sof and Or, right? Or your aura is the light that comes from you, the light that emanates out of your being, right? I almost don't even want to say this. I looked up the etymology for or aura, and it's limitless light, right? And I've been exposed to information that said there's something called the light bringer. So I said, alright, I'm going to just say it for how it is. Lucifer, morning star, the light bringer. God created everything. And as I said before, not everything is evil. So many people say, why does the devil exist? Right? To lie to us. Now you can see where this whole circle of like nonsense just leaves you. Because what do we know? Do you actually know what it is that you are saying to yourself? Because as I looked at these words, I say things to myself all the time. But the English language is so, mysterious and dark and so particular. What are we really saying to ourselves when we use the English language? Language, when you spell and you speak it, vibrations out of your mouth, spells on your body. You know how the water and the vibrations change the content of the water, the structure in the water, right? It just kept going round and around and around in circles. So be careful of the words that you speak because they have a greater effect than what you think it is. Learn the root. Learn the root of your pain. That's what came out. So that's enough of that part. Alright, so now we're going to get into the star stream. Now the star stream has to do with this. Now that the energy is unblocked, cleared, you know what you need to do, right? You know how you need to do it. Now we're going to experiment with some things. We're going to express it. We're going to integrate it, and we're going to transcend it with the oracle that comes out now. Now that God is completely in your life, now that you're one in union with spirit, now that you're in union with God, all right? What is going to happen to these 4 areas right here? What is coming towards you? Okay. Affluence. That's what you're experimenting with. Okay. Too many. Alright. I did too many. But I saw this card, so I'm going to do that. Alright. An Inca is grounded. Grounded emotions. That's kind of self-explanatory, but we're gonna read it. We're coming up to the end of the reading, so if you're still with me, I appreciate you 100%. Love you to death. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Like the video. I'm trying to get on the map. You know how that works. And if I do it correctly, I should be able to, you know, in my idea, help as many people as I can. Because I believe this is the most amazing thing that's gonna, that the tarot will experience in the next 100 years. That's my other claim. And divinity just popped out on transcendence. Now, let's look at affluence. This is what you're supposed to experiment with. Now that you have God's power at your disposal. Think of it that way. Now that you're one with God. In this example, now that these lies have been deliberated on, judged, the things you tell yourself has been judged, the way you see things have been manipulated for the better, right? What is God telling you to experiment with? In regards to what roots you to this earth. Your affluence, what you want to experiment with, is wealth in all forms is available to you now. Wealth in all forms is available to you now. I have to repeat that. You are rich on all accounts. Drawing this card invites you to feel the abundant flow. Right? I know this symbol. I don't know what it is, but I know this symbol is a special one. Drawing this card invites you to feel the abundant flow of having all that you need on the material and spiritual planes. As I said before, now that you have all you need with the Ten of Cups, right? Then the divinity affluence came out. You have all that you need on the material and spiritual planes. If you are inquiring about the situation or relationship, this certainly indicates that there is much to be experienced here. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. You are being provided for a reward, or you are being provided for and rewarded at this time. Alright. That's kind of self-explanatory. You have all you need in the material and the spiritual planes. So, what you've been thinking about has manifested in a way where you can actually use it. And it's right for you to use, and it's not going to leave you once you have it. It's not going to slip out of your fingers this time. That's what it's giving me. It's for you. It's going to be like a backpack strapped to you, going nowhere, stuck to your soul. Nobody can take it from you. You can only give it. Remember? So protect it. Alright, so the next is grounded, and this is on your side, your cause and effect, what keep your emotions, and how it can sway you into just diving into your pride instead of being humble, instead of being submissive to what God wants you to do, instead of listening. Alright, so grounded, let me get this. Your expression. Have you been feeling spacey, confused, or unable to focus? Drawing this card, the anchor, means your energy is scattered or you are not fully connected to your body. Time to reconnect with your physical body and its connection to the earth. Meditation, being outdoors, as we discussed before. Movement, love, right? And root vegetables can all help you feel more grounded. So, we kind of spoke about this, but this is really just confirmation. As you do these things, you're kind of letting your body know. You're letting your mind know that you have what you need and you can be at peace. We have to train ourselves to fear. But if you train yourself to be at peace, the peace will override it. So that's what that's giving me. So, express more. Look for more expressions of peace. Energies of peace. Alright. When it comes up to fire, that's number 27. So, you have water here and you have fire here. So, I find that significant too. Because if you put them both together, you have the macabre. Right? Everybody knows what this symbol is. But that's literally what you have on this board. Water and fire. So, let's see what it says. This has to do with your integrating something into your life, what you believe is right for you, and how it helps you from here on now. Light, creativity, drive, purity, passion, and new opportunities. I already said new opportunities with the Page of Wands, right? So it just doubled on itself. Okay, cool. This is also a fire card, and it's on, yeah. And this is water, and you're being grounded. The element of fire can free you from boredom, clear karma, and give you the energy required to take action. Be warned, though. Too much fire can also burn, so be mindful of utilizing this energy wisely by channeling it creatively. Meditate on this symbol. There's that meditation again. And that thinking, not being too quick. Right? Meditate on this symbol with the assistance of a candle to inspire creativity, motivation, and passion. So, this right here said passion. And the passion comes from what you desire, what's coming towards you, what you feel is right for you, you know. Alright, moving on from your integration, you have your transcendence, which is divinity. How can you transcend with this energy now? This is on the energy of air, so let's see what it says. You are divine, and this message comes with a warning and a blessing. Drawing this card invites you to proceed with love over fear. And this is the area of love. When it makes sense, it gets me excited, because that means that what I created is just more confirmation. It's beautiful. Every reading is going to be like this now. It's just going to be making connections out of nowhere. Drawing this card invites you to proceed with love over fear. Right? No matter what, love over fear. And what Dr. B. Sirius said, love is power, fear is force. Love over fear, right? No matter what your situation or relation, proceed only from a place of unconditional love, reverence, and understanding. Life is filled with choices. Make sure they are the ones that respect. Let me read that again. Life is filled with choices. Make sure that they are the ones that respect all involved, including yourself. Do things out of respect, and you'll always get the good karma from it. If you move out of respect and consideration to others, you'll always get good karma in the end for something. Whatever they do to you, if they're trying to mess you up, they're trying to take advantage of you, at the end it's gonna come back towards you tenfold, because you did the right thing, number one. And number two, that's just the way God works. You get blessed for doing the right thing. And this is how you could cash up and double up on your spiritual blessings. Going through the lessons, seeing the triggers, seeing your divinity, seeing how using your divinity, and not letting the urges take over you. Like I said before, we got that demi-urge that we facing, all of us. Meditate on this symbol when you want to connect with the unseen elemental beings for support. Right. So support and transcendence. Alright, so we are at the end of the reading now. I appreciate you for being here. If you are still here, thank you so much. I implore you to like the video. Leave a comment if you want to hear something, if you want a little if you like what you saw and you want to ask a little question. That's fine with me. If you want to reach me, my email is in the description below. Like I said before, I am going to be opening readings soon. So if this intrigues you and you want to get a specific reading on your life and your world, contact me and we can get that in the line. So with all that being said, it's KyFy here. I'm glad you could be here. Peace.